This demo will demonstrate data submission and publication in the ESS-Dive repository. Only users who have been authorized to upload to ESS-Dive can submit data. If you require access to upload data, refer to the New User Guide under the Support tab. This is the home page that shows published datasets on ESS-Dive. To submit data, click the green Submit Data button in the top right-hand corner. You will have to log in using an ORCID ID single sign-on form. You can use an institutional account or an ORCID ID to log in. After entering your credentials, you will see a web form to create your data package. The top line is the citation, which will be autofilled as you enter relevant metadata, including the title, authors, and project. The first section allows you to upload files. It is preferable to upload open-source file formats that do not need proprietary software. Also make sure your files do not contain any copyrighted information. Then, you enter metadata to describe the content of your data package and the files included. Each field has a description and an example that demonstrates good information to include. Mandatory fields are marked with a red star. You will not be able to submit a dataset until all of the mandatory fields are filled in. The title should be brief, but uniquely identify the data package. You can leave the DOI field empty if you want to obtain a DOI through ESS-Dive. Otherwise, you have the option of specifying an existing DOI here. The abstract is one of the most important elements that describes the data package. It should be clear and concise and summarize the contents and purpose of the dataset. Certain fields, such as keywords, contain drop-down menus with controlled vocabularies. If you do not see a relevant term, you can type in your own and press Enter. For example, when entering soil, you can select agriculture or land surface, or you can enter your own term. Entering descriptive metadata is important because it will allow users to more easily discover and interpret the data. You must choose the rights for how the data can be used after publication. The Creative Commons attribution requires the data package to be cited upon usage, and the Creative Commons public domain dedicates your data to the public domain without restriction. The project field requires you to select the primary DOE ESS project the package is associated with. You should use the controlled vocabulary of projects, which becomes the publisher in the citation. You can specify an unlimited number of publications or datasets to point users to additional resources of information. In the People section, first specify the person who can be contacted about the data. Creators are dataset authors and should list all persons who had a significant role in creating or processing the data in the order they should appear in the citation. Contributors are additional people who should be acknowledged for helping obtain the data. In the Date section, the end date may be left blank if your project is ongoing or open-ended. In the Location section, enter the coordinates for a single point or bounding box. Entering coordinates and location descriptions will enable discovery of the dataset by location. Finally, fill out the Methods section to describe the steps involved in producing the data, such as description of sampling, experimental procedures, data QA/QC, processing, and synthesis. Before you submit, ensure that the data package complies with the ESS-Dive terms of use. This is an example of a finished data package. When you click Submit, a notification will inform you that your dataset is saved privately. You can revise the data package as needed. When ready to publicly release the data, click Publish button in the top right-hand corner. You will get an email notification when the data package is in review and subsequent emails with the publication information or suggested revisions if needed. Once your data package is published, it will appear in the ESS-Dive search catalog. This is an example of a published data package. Here you can see how many times the dataset has been viewed and downloaded, and review or download the files individually or in a zip file. We also recommend using the ESS-Dive sandbox instance, located at data-sandbox.ess-dive.lbl.gov to get familiar with our submission process without registering as an authorized user. If you have any questions, please contact the support team at ess-dive-support@lbl.gov.